ZCommunity cuties, what's poppin'? It's your boy Azizz Finance in the cut, and today we're gonna be talking about which broker that you should use when it comes down to trading options. Without further ado, let's get this party started. Alright, so a couple of points that we're gonna be talking about today include what our options are, no pun intended. Also going to be talking about the factors that we're going to be looking at when it comes down to the best broker. And last but not least, we're going to do a comparison and then come to a conclusion. Oh yes, our different choices that we have for the brokers that we can use in Canada. It all comes down to the exact same players. I don't know how it's been literally 7 years and there's nobody new that's in the game, but we got Questrade, Interactive Brokers, and all of the bank brokers. Unfortunately, Wealthsimple Trade does not allow you to trade options, and I don't feel like they're going to plan to do so anytime in the future. Now, the factors that we're going to be looking at with each and every single one of these brokers are really just two things, which is commissions and then interface, meaning how easy it is to actually navigate through the platform, its tools, and etc. I personally feel like these are the biggest two things when it comes down to trading options, with more focus on commissions, because like if you thought the commissions on stocks was bad, you should see what people are charging for commissions, and we'll talk about this in a few minutes. But nonetheless, let's do a side-by-side comparison, starting off with Questrade. Now with Questrade, regularly the commissions for options are $9.95 plus $1 for each and every single contract that you get. So if you end up buying two contracts, it's going to be $9.95 plus $1 plus $1. So it's like on a per contract basis, basically. But if you subscribe to one of their monthly data packages, you could actually reduce this amount by a significant amount, almost 50% actually. And when it comes down to subscribing to their advanced data packages, which is $89.95 a month, it's worth it if you put enough trades in. But they give you two options. They give you either the tiered plan or a fixed plan. So if you go with the variable plan, your commissions are actually going to decrease to $6.95 plus 75 cents per contract. Conversely, if you end up going with their fixed plan, then your commissions are going to get reduced to $4.95 plus 75 cents per contract. Next up are bank brokers, and really this is going to range from bank to bank, but usually this averages out to around the same thing as Questrade's initial commission fee, which is $9.95 plus $1.25. Now there are a few other banks, and I'm not going to mention any names right now, but their commissions are pretty messed up. Like, dude, I think it was like $40 per trade, and I'm like, how do y'all have any clients at all? Nonetheless, let's move on to Interactive Brokers. Now these guys, the absolute maximum that they are gonna ever charge you in commissions for options, $1. That's all it is. It's $1 per contract, and just keep in mind that's the absolute maximum. So your commissions can actually be way less than $1. Now, coming to conclusion when it comes down to commissions, as you guys can see, Interactive Brokers takes the cake from all three of these guys. The next factor we're going to be analyzing is the interface. So how easy is it to manage the specific tools it takes to actually trade options? Now for reference, Questrade offers IQ Edge. Interactive Brokers offers a trading workstation, which is also known as TWS. And then bank brokers really don't necessarily have like downloadable software, but their platforms really vary from bank to bank, of course. But they usually all just have like the same concept around them, the same outlay, the same, it's the same gist. Now when it comes down to IQ Edge offered by Questrade, I've been using these guys for a few years now, if not I think it's, damn, time goes by fast. But yeah, nonetheless, when I first logged on to IQ Edge, I looked at the platform and I'm like, why do you have to be so ugly? But then after that, I think it's just because I came from TWS, which is TD Ameritrade's platform. I didn't really do trades on it. I was just doing like demo, like practice money and things like that. But if this is your first time going into software and trying to do options trades and things like that, I feel like IQ Edge is the perfect place for you to start. Not too complex and not too simple. I would have to give it like a solid 5 out of 10 right off the bat. Now, one of my favorite tools when it comes down to IQ Edge is actually their P&L calculator. This is a really dope tool that allows you to kind of input what your options trade and its breakdown is going to be. And then after that, they'll end up giving you a chart. This chart will end up giving you all your break-even points. It'll end up telling you like, what's your max loss? What's your max gain basically, and it gives you so much information. I think that's the biggest thing that stands out to me for IQ Edge. Probably offered by TWS as well, but that's just a feature that stands out to me. Now coming to TWS offered by IB, I'll be completely candid with you guys. I went on it. I've used it for like a week or 2 weeks, and I kid you not, that shit was way too complicated for me. I think it was just me not wanting to kind of push myself past that comfort zone. But after seeing how intimidating it was with all of like, you know, the various terminologies and like, how do I place trades? How do I convert my Canadian dollars to US dollars? I'm like, you know what? I'm going back to IQ Edge. I can't handle this anymore. Which makes complete sense because IB's target audience is not beginner investors. It's more advanced investors that have hundreds and thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, and then they want to put their money to the test. So obviously when you have that much money, you've been trading for so long, you need advanced platforms like IB to actually kind of break things down for you. But hey, you know what? I don't discourage you from trying TWS because at the end of the day, if you're a beginner and you're starting off with something like that, yeah, sure, the learning curve might be large, but hey, guess what? You're gonna learn a lot faster than a lot of other people who are just getting into the game and using other platforms. But nonetheless, putting the learning curve aside, I would have to give TWS about a 4 to 5-ish. 4.5 out of 10. Just because of its complications. Not because of the learning curve, but just because of how complex it is to actually set your entire screen up. And I personally wasn't for it, so I would give it a 4.5 out of 10. And last but not least, when it comes down to the bank brokers. Now, their platforms are pretty simple and pretty straightforward. I remember I was using these guys for like the first few years of my investing journey, and things were pretty simple. You know, I caught on pretty quick. Within a few days, like I was already set, and I'm like, yo, like, let's get this bread, let's keep buying Tesla shares. But yeah, they've outlaid everything pretty simply, and that's all I can say. I haven't personally done options trading on it, but I'm assuming that it's probably the same thing as like buying your stocks or buying your ETFs. So based off that experience of mine, I would definitely have to give the bank brokers a solid 6 out of 10, or maybe a 6.5 out of 10 in terms of interface, just because there are things that they can do so much better. Now tying this all up together into one lovely bundle of joy, which one would I recommend to you? It really depends on you. Try it out. This is what I personally did, and it's like, try out every single one of these guys first. You don't even have to put real money into it. Use your practice accounts that these guys offer and play around with it a little bit. Give yourself a week with each platform. See which one you're personally comfortable with and just stick with that. For me, that was IQ Edge with Questrade, even though they're doing me dirty with commissions, but I'm still sticking with them just because of how like simple it is and how used to the feel I kind of got, if that makes sense at all, or if that was even proper grammar, but you guys see what I mean. Yeah, nonetheless, ZCommunity cuties, that's pretty much it. If you guys did have any questions about either of these 3 platforms, let me know in the comment section down below. But as always, I'll catch you guys next week. It's your boy, Azizz, signing out. Peace.